and told me he was getting married. The conversation went something like this: ring, 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 ring. I was at my desk, by the way, doing, making corporate America work. The wheels of commerce were being greased. AT&T was being put to sea, as it were, and I was doing my job. And Michael calls at some odd hour, as he usually does, 11 a.m. I think. And he says, "So, can you talk?" And I said, "Sure. Yeah, what's up, buddy?" I get him to shut the door. He goes, "Are you sitting up?" I said, I am. Yeah, what's up? And I thought like he had cancer, or like maybe he had like a big time life decision to discuss. I didn't know. I refuse to judge. He's been my best friend for half my life, and at this point, whatever he says is gospel as far as I'm concerned. But he said, I asked Jessica to marry me. And it just tumbled out like that, as Michael is wont to deliver, you know. And I said, "What? That's fantastic. What took you so long? You were like a child, man. Come on. It was, really? If you'd waited 6 more months, I was going to make a run at it, you know." She's gorgeous. She's everything anybody could ever hope for, you know. And he goes, "Well, there's one more thing." And I said, "Yeah," and I had no idea what the one more thing was going to be. My hand to God, I had no idea. And he said, would you be with us, man? And believe it or not, as long as we've known each other, and please understand this before I go any further, Michael and I first met when we were 3 years old in preschool. And it's the God's truth. When we were 3 years old, and we drifted apart, went to different schools growing up, and we reconnected in high school, been best friends ever since. And even despite all that, I had no idea that was the question he was going to ask me. I was genuinely floored. And I had to sit down and just kind of, and then I kind of laughed. And I said, "Of course I'll be your best man, you moron. Are you kidding me?" And so conversation quickly turned to this day, to the wedding, and what I was and was not allowed to say at said event. And it occurred to me that one of the key functions of best men at a wedding is to tell some great story or provide some witty anecdote and maybe be the guy that breaks everything up. And then, as I thought further in the list of things Michael had given me that I could not discuss, then Michael seemed very boring all of a sudden. There was maybe 27 minutes in our entire life together that I could still talk about. And, you know, it was hard. And it took me the longest damn time, to tell you the truth, to figure out what I was going to stand up here and talk about. And then when I landed in Chicago on Thursday, and Will Kelly and Doug Kelly, hi gang, how are you? You doing all right? Great, glad to see you. We drove in together, and I saw all these wonderful friends of ours from so long ago, and we've all still remained so close. And the Shins, who have been family to me since the day I first set foot in their house, which, by the way, you weren't there. We'll tell that story later. It was a good time. That's one of the ones I've actually, coincidentally, it was the first night Michael and I were spending time together. It's on the list of things I'm not allowed to talk about. But no, they've been, and these wonderful people, all these tremendous human beings that I've met over the last 16 years, each of whom has been such a generous gift to my life. And not just Ron and Barbara for so long, but Peter and Teresa for all the generosity and the grace that you've exhibited this weekend. I cannot thank you enough for and for the gift of your daughter in my best friend's life. Thank you so much. And I should say at this point that I am a tremendous sap, and I am prone to crying in public. So at this point, all bets are off. But it occurred to me when seeing all these people and all the outpouring of love, that I should share with you something that tells you who this man, my very best friend in the world, really is. And at this point, I cannot say I will not break down, because it is going to happen. And guess what? This story is just as much for you as anyone else, because I want you to know who the man you just married really is. That sounds really funny, but it's not supposed to. The tears connote sincerity. It's good. No, Michael and I have had some great times out on towns clear across this country, and we have done some insane things. But I think the truest measure of our friendship came very early on. You see, there was a time when it wasn't just the two of us. There was a third member of our little gang. And his name was Ed Pratt. He was our best friend. And he died when we were 18 years old. who was hit by a drunk driver in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, doing nothing other than walking across the street. And it was a stark reminder to an 18-year-old child that you are not immortal, that life will catch up to you, and that there will come a time where you will be measured. And so we set about the business of flying home and burying, not marrying, it's a Freudian slip, I apologize. Burying our best friend. And I have always been the biggest and the strongest of us. I'm the most outgoing, I am the quickest, it's who I am, and it's a role I'm proud to serve. No way around it, really. It's hard to miss me in a crowd. But I couldn't handle it anymore. We went to the ceremony in Montgomery, and we drove the 2.5 hours north on Highway 82 to Tuscaloosa. And we had the graveside service there, as Ed would have appreciated, in the shadow of Bryant-Denny Stadium. Right there, Roll Tide indeed, yeah. And at the end of it, such a beautiful ceremony, hundreds of people there. I fell apart.
No one wore shoes.
No one did wear shoes, as was befitting. Yeah. But I fell apart. I walked up to his coffin to place something there on top, and I fell down, and I couldn't get back up. It was the first time in my life I was ever out of control. And right behind me walked this man. And as little as he is, goddammit, and as big as I am, he picked me up. And he told me he loved me, and he told me everything was going to be okay. And for the rest of my life, to this day, I have believed that. So Jessica, the kind of man you marry is the kind of man that on the worst day of your life will pick you up and tell you he loves you. And tell you that everything is going to be okay, and he will mean it, and he will do everything he can to make sure that it is true until the day you stop waking up. The two of you are a gift to each other, and I am so proud to know the both of you. I could not have imagined someone more perfect for him. Someone brighter, or more beautiful, or more talented, or more engaging, or more perfect than you. And I will go to bed tonight, and I will thank God for your presence in his life. And on that note, I have done enough to
wait a second. Come on, let's say some hands. Come on.
Raise a glass to the man I know as my best friend. He is brilliant. He is bright. He's a tremendous human being. And if you would keep that glass raised to his new wife, who is all that and so substantially more, to Michael and Jessica.
Here, here, here.
And with that, enjoy your night. We will be playing the 10 o'clock, a little different than the 7, but try the veal, it is delicious, and please be sure to tip your waitresses. Michael, Jessica, I love the both of you very much. Thank you for having us.